Hi guys, my name is Donnie and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. In today's video I'm going to attempt to put the body or the shell or the tub of this 1933 Austin 10 back on the chassis. But before I can do that, I just want to do things like replacing the gearbox and differential oil and installing the shock absorbers and doing the brakes. And also I want to clean up the bottom of the shell and paint it, and also paint the firewall, and then I can put the body back on the chassis. So let's see if we can get all that done. Cheers! Okay guys, so I was just about to re-grease the wheel bearings, and I opened it up and I saw that the grease was brand new, basically brand new. And also this wheel bearing is nice and stiff and solid, so I wasn't gonna change out the grease anymore. And then I had a look at these the brake linings, and I can see that they are basically brand new. So someone must have at some stage replaced everything and worked on the wheels and brakes on this car, and it is still in very good nick. It's just a little bit dirty, but I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to clean up these wheel drums, the brake drums, and I'm going to paint them as well, and then everything should be all good. So even if you look here at the back at these brake linings, they are in an even better condition than the front ones, so they really don't need anything done to them. I think that this must have been the last thing that got serviced on this car before it retired, was the brakes and the wheel bearings. So yeah, it's a little less work for me. Let's continue. Okay guys, so I'm just about to swap out the gearbox oil and the differential oil, and if there's one piece of advice or a tip or a piece of caution that I could give on this video, it is that before you remove this sump plug on a gearbox or a differential, make sure that the filler plug does come loose. I have in the past made that mistake of removing the sump plug and not being able to take the filler plug off for whichever reason, if it's stripped or doesn't want to come loose, and then you've got a big problem because then all your oil is drained out and you've got no way of filling it again. Right, so I've come to a point where I can start getting the shell ready to put it back on the chassis. I would like to paint this firewall and just fix it up a little bit before I put it back on. It'll just be easier for me to work on it as it lays here. Just make it nice and tidy and straighten out this this tub a little bit, and also I'm going to just pick it off the ground and paint the bottom as well, and hopefully by the end of this day I'll be able to put it back on the chassis. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so painting the bottom of this body was not the most romantic thing I've done to date, but at least that's painted, and also the firewall's painted, so I'm just gonna leave it to dry. for a little while, and then in a couple of minutes we can put the shell back on the chassis. See how that goes. Okay, cool. Well, that went better than expected. Body is back on the chassis. I've got everything painted underneath that's not reachable after the body's been put on the chassis as well as on the firewall. So yeah, we've reached quite a milestone now. The next thing is we're going to start with body work. Getting the body lines right and straight, and then eventually painting it. And from there on we're going to move to the inside of the car, do upholstery and stuff like that. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys once again for joining me. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can follow this journey, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.